Okay, so yesterday on the grand opening of Alchemy, we had mixed results. Um, you could say trash results. I wouldn't say that personally. Definitely a learning experience. But today we are going to slap people silly. And why? Because we're going to play Mono Red. Mono Red got a disgusting new dragon card, Town Razor Tyrant. This thing is a beater. When Town Razor Tyrant enters the battlefield, target land you don't control loses all abilities except mana abilities and gains at the beginning of your upkeep. This permanent deals 2 damage to you unless you sacrifice it. So, land hate, burn on a 4/4 body for 4, and it has flying. Sign me the fuck up. Goldspan did take a little bit of a hit, definitely nerfed here, but still not a bad card, I think. Put a couple Smoldering Eggs. I'm not too sure about this card. I don't think it's going to get much. It's not going to be easy to flip. We might flip it sometimes. This new card here, Conductive Current. If we're going in mono red, we may as well have a one-sided board clear, right? I mean, none of our creatures are going to die to this. Could be good for little white weenie decks and shit. Conductive Current deals 3 damage to each creature. Choose an instant or sorcery in your hand. It perpetually gains. If this spell would deal non-combat damage to a permanent player, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. I can't help but feel this with Dragon's Fire, and maybe some Play with Fire is really good. We can buff our Play with Fire to do 4 damage for 1 mana, and we can buff our Dragon's Fire in case we're facing like some fucking monstrous green creature that we can't remove once it gets over 4, typically. I don't know. Seems wicked. Let's go Inferno of the Star Mounts. You know, I don't see this card played ever, and I'd have no illusions that it's that great, but hey, if we're going with a big red burn plan, this guy's in it. And another reason to run him, probably the biggest reason to run Inferno of the Star Mounts, is this new Fearsome Whelp. Okay, so we stick this guy in here. We slam him turn 2. Suddenly our Goldspan costs 4. Our Town Razor costs 3. We can play our Inferno of the Star Mounts turn 5. And if he lives for another turn, we're just fucking laughing, right? We're going to have more problems with maintaining cards in our hand than we are casting these out. We're going to be just running through them. This is another one. I think we just include this. If we're in mono red, we don't really have card draw. This is a ramp and a card draw, and we have a lot of dragons in our deck, so I think it's a must. Orb of Dragonkind. Sacrifice it. We dig 7 cards deep. We get to handpick a dragon from it. Adds 2 mana in any combination as long as you're spending it on dragons. So, it's just a no-brainer. Now, I'm not too sure about this card. Usually it's better with cheap spells. Good in like burn archetypes and stuff like that. But, I mean, our spells are going to be cheap. So we're just going to play a few of these. Maybe we'll do 3 and 3 with the Smoldering Eggs. At the very least, this can find us our missed land drops or whatever the case may be. Actually, you know what? Fuck one of these. Fuck one of these. Fuck one of these. Let's run some Chandra. I've been waiting to use this fucking card. Just that mono red was fucking terrible, so she would be really useless. But I exile the top card of my library. If it's red, I may cast it this turn. Yeah, baby. Let's do it. All right. Mono red dragons. Let's do this. We're going to play best of 1. We're going to play best of 1 for 2 reasons. 1, everyone that plays best of 1 sucks. So they're easy to beat. And 2, you're far too lazy to make a sideboard at the moment. And that's probably the real reason. Chandra in hand. Reckless Impulse can draw us our third land. We go first. I think we keep it. We'd like a bit of spot removal here, but we can't be beggars, right? The reason I chose to go mono red is actually this card. I think it's fucking sweet, man. Because in dragons, it's one-sided too. You're not going to kill any of your own stuff. Which is absolutely phenomenal. Simic, eh? What did Simic get from the new cards? I have no idea. Guess we just do 1 damage this turn. Terribly exciting. Terribly exciting.
Oh, I've never crashed a wedding like this before. Watch me heat up the dance floor.
So next turn, if he doesn't kill this, we can play the gold span. Uses his treasure to divide by 0. I think we're okay with that. I question the judgment, but I don't know what's in his hands, so who knows? Now, green-blue, if it is ramp, conductive current probably is not going to do what we need it to do this game. He knew we had conductive current, and he said, fuck this, I'm out. That's my hypothesis. Gonna run with that. Round 2 with mono red dragons. Maybe opponent will stick around a little longer this time. Three smoldering eggs. My god. Why do we keep these fucking things? Red. Okay. Another play with fire. There was definitely a line there where I tried to scry into more land or another creature. Okay, we got another land. If we play the orb, we can play another egg. Okay, so this guy's just going to slowly ping me away. Looks like we're facing a burn deck. Maybe we play the orb and maybe we play with fire and search for some actual creatures here. Okay, he kills the egg. I think that's okay. We do have 3 of them. Let's see what we can do. We need to put some pressure on because he is burn. Conductive current. Sucks to miss a land drop here. We do also want this though. I think we have to ship it back in favor of getting something on the board. It pays off. Is it? Okay. He has a shock. Oh, play with fire. Fair enough. 2 for 1's himself. Okay. So we will Dragonfire here. Start getting some counters. Is it burn with Crush the Weak? Casts another. I think it's okay not to tap this because we're going to play with fire on his end step and try to draw into something. Another Tyrant would be good. Okay. He's got a Thermo Alchemist. We can take care of that. Plays the Thermo Alchemist. He probably will Fading Hope. Yeah. He doesn't get the trigger on his Thermo Alchemist, though. Fearsome Whelp is definitely not what we need. We need to put some damage on this board. We have another land. Next turn, we sack the orb. Does he sacrifice the land? I think it's the right call at this point. Another Flame Breather. Divide by 0 on the egg. Okay. We're okay with this. Mascot Exhibition's a bit of a problem. So are we sacking for... Is this only as a sorcery here? No, we can sack at any time. So... He has 6 land. If we sack here... and we get a Town Razor, he won't be able to cast the Mascot Exhibition next turn. Yeah, unfortunately that didn't work out. Like most of our plans. Did he draw a land? He did not. We did. Suddenly looking alright for us. He's got 1 turn to remove that or draw a land and block it with a 2/1. Okay. I don't think he can do 12 damage here. Yeah. Good game. Get fucked. Okay, game 3. Chandra, Smoldering Egg, Town Razor, Tyrant. Yeah, I guess so. Egg's a little awkward. I don't know about Egg's spot in this deck, but if you do get it to flip, it's pretty devastating. Glasspool Mimic. Esper, okay. He's playing Esper. Did we set up a good turn 4? I think that's the play. Hopefully he's not running a lot of counter spells. Glasspool Mimic tells me he runs a lot of creatures, so... I don't think he would. Two whites. Okay. So what are we taking here? A black? What do we suppose that he actually plays in black? Probably his removal spells. His spot removal, right? His whites are probably for board clears. Although if he's running Glasspool Mimic, is he running board clears? It would be strange. We're going to take his black. He did want to get a white, but it could be that he only has white basics in his deck. Let's take the black. Haven't seen this. There are 20 or more creature cards with mana value 3 or less among cards in your graveyard, hand, and library. Seek 2 creature cards with mana value 3 or less. Put one of them onto the battlefield and shuffle the other into your library. Hey, that's pretty cool. You got a cleric, and a wizard. Not bad, not bad. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Do we have to do it anyway? He's 2 creatures away from getting a party, right? We can make him sack Linvala. At another point in time. Conductive Current doesn't give us a buff either, so I think we play this and start to mana starve him. Is he mainly a white deck? Is that why he has 2 whites? We haven't seen any blue spells out of him. Let's take away his 2 mana colors. If he wants to keep it, he's going to have to take 4 per turn. He's going to keep it. Another cleric. Another cleric. 4 clerics and a wizard. He's gonna have to sacrifice Linvala if we attack. If we use the conductive current. Do we just make him take 6 next turn if he doesn't sack? The other play is to play out a Chandra or a Smoldering Egg. Yeah, I think this is the play. Oh, that just felt devastating, didn't it? Holy fuck, dude. I'm sorry. I am sorry. 3-0. Okay, is this a 4-0 deck? Stay tuned. Well, we do go first. If we can draw another land, maybe we can wipe the board if he's a creature-based deck. Conductive Current can also buff Conductive Current, which is pretty damn cool. If we don't draw a land here, we might just be fucked. And that does not count as a loss, by the way. If the game fucks you, it does not count as a loss. Can play the Whelp. I mean, that seems like ridiculous value, right? Yeah. He doesn't remove it. Oh, boy. Seems pretty good. You can take 1. Takes a Tyrant and now costs 5 because it was... We're perpetually getting cheaper. So we can do the gold span, and then we get 2 mana from it. We can cast another Fearsome Whelp. Make our gold span cost 2 next turn. Cast the Snakeskin Veil, okay. So we 2-for-1 him. And then we can't cast the Whelp also, yeah. Selfless Glyph Weaver. It's a bit of a protection spell there. Can we start to take out his lands? We can play Goldspan and the Town Razor because of the Fearsome Whelp. That's pretty fucked. Let's play the Town Razor first. If he has some sort of removal, we'd rather it take that out once it's already got its value. Now we can play the Goldspan. He didn't knee-jerk reaction kill the Town Razor, so he might still have removal here. Play the Fearsome Whelp. It would make Goldspan cost 3 next turn. Sure. We do waste 2 mana to do it, but doesn't want to sack the land. Could be a Storm the Festival deck. Grizzled Huntmaster. I don't know what this is. When Grizzled Huntmaster enters the battlefield, you may exile a creature card from your hand. If you do, search your hand and library for any number of cards with the same name, exile them, then shuffle, choose a creature card. Well, you're not even going to let me read the fucking card, man? Okay. 4-0 deck confirmed. On to the next one. Okay, we're going to play 6 matches today. And we're just going to release that. I have a lot of snow to shovel. I'm filthy fucking Canadian, so, you know, I got shit to do. Can we get a 5-0? We go first. The gods are with us. Do need to draw a land. Looks like we might have a mono... Oh no, Gruul. Okay, we got a Gruuler. It's between the egg and the whelp, but I think we start reducing the cost of these. We need to draw a land. Definitely needed to draw land there. Thankfully, we can block the Kessig Naturalist with the egg. If we drew a land, though, the Conductive Current would have been just sweet. Okay, so these both cost 2. We can play either one next turn. What we'd really like to play is this. And then buff this one. Buffing this one means we clear our own board with it, though, as well. So it's not exactly... He adds a green. So he could have a Snakeskin Veil here. we blocking here? I think we are, simply because if we draw a land, we'll probably use this. And these will die. Didn't draw a land. That's unfortunate. We can start getting... He'll take the 2 damage because he's pretty high on life right now if we play the Town Razor. I don't think we can afford to play the Orb here. We have 2 dragons that cost 2. We need to get some meat on the board. Play this and we give ourselves a mana. Next turn will be much easier. We can maybe one-sided board wipe him. Does he remove the gold span next turn? He could, I suppose, Blizzard Brawl, but I'm not sure that Gruul is running it. He also hasn't shown any snowlands. So if we play this, we have 3 mana for a dragon. We cast 1, 2. We can swing, and then we have 3 for the conductive current. So I believe that is the play. If we draw a land, it's even better, but we can go 1, 2 for the Town Razor, then we can swing with the gold span and cast the conductive current next turn. We don't really mind losing the smoldering egg here. This guy keeps growing, right? Yeah, he keeps growing. If we do plan to conductive current next turn, maybe it was probably right to chump block here. Okay, do those counters stay on him? I think they do. Yeah. So conductive current, not the best now. However, we can begin to land starve him. He looks to be mostly green. We can chump with the Fearsome Whelp. Unfortunately, we can't chump the Naturalist. Do we use this just to get rid of the Pack Song Pup? It'd be a 1-for-1. And he's going to gain life from it, but he's going to gain a lot more life later. It's a hard decision. Would I rather save it for some spot removal? He's doing 9 damage next turn. I can double block the Naturalist. He or goes me. Okay. Decided against double blocking the Naturalist. He finds his 3rd land. Takes us down to 10. What does he have? Has an Arlen. We can't cast this now or it kills our creatures. That's fairly embarrassing. Perhaps the right call was not made. So he has 9 damage on board. That's pretty devastating. We might clear here. We might clear here.
The hunter becomes the hunted.
Yeah, I think it's actually, it's just too much to leave, to be on 1 life against a green deck. Takes 2 damage there. He has many more cards than we do, unfortunately. We found another orb. So we can play the orb first. He does take 4 damage next turn. Looks like almost all of his stuff is green, right? But we'll try and get him off the red as well. He does sack the red. And he sacks the green. He's down to 2 mana. We really want something to play next turn, so we're going to do this. He's never going to be able to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. But if we let it go to nighttime, that will be pretty devastating for us. So we're going to have to play this on our turn. We don't want him to draw. He found another land, okay. And he's dead. Fuck, this deck slaps, man. Jesus. GG's. Okay, see if we can 6-0. What will we be facing now? Town Razor Tyrant is just a fucking world beater, dude. He is so good. Not sure about the Inferno of the Star Mounts. Yeah. I mean, seems fantastic. Need another red mana, please. 1 red mana. If I don't get 1 red mana, I'm going... Oh, here we go. So, let's get this cooking, right? And force him to get rid of the Eye Tyrant. We have a 4 mana Inferno of the Star Mounts right now. We will definitely take 2 damage. We don't give a shit. We will trade. He does sack it. So we can make this a 9 if he doesn't remove it. Okay, he removed it. I guess I could have sacrificed my own land there. We play this, we can also play the Town Razor. My god, dude, this deck is fucking disgusting. Oh, Jesus. My god. I think we can sack our land. Which one's the sacrifice one? Oh, it's a mountain. Okay, so he gets a 2/3. Do we sacrifice it here? We're at 16 life, man. Do I give a shit? Okay, we sacrifice it next round. We have a lot of We have a lot of mountains. Let's power up the old Haven. He needs to block the ones going to face. I should have swung with the 1/1. It made no sense not to. But I don't need to play good because this deck is ridiculous. Next turn, can he meat hook? No. I'm not sure on the Smoldering Egg. Doesn't seem to flip very easy in this deck, but other than that, maybe I would run 3 or 2. Astonishing. Best of 1, way too easy.